Welcome to Alligator, New York City, a city filled to the brim with these silly, scaly caricatures of various comedic archetypes. Here, you'll get to know over 30 wildly different members of a single family as you uncover the mystery of the event. Howdy, and welcome back to the hit children's film Lyle Lyle Crocodile. I'm your host, Sean Mendez. Today, I wanted to talk about another indie game, because it's been a hot minute. I was looking for something to talk about, and when I went searching through my Switch library, I found the perfect one. Enter the Gungeon? Dead Cells? I'll pass. I originally played this like a year ago, maybe, and I always wanted to talk about it, but I have a hard time talking about the things I like with other people. Of course, you're not other people. You're just a website. Later Alligator is a cute little point-and-click adventure game where you help birthday boy Pat, an easily frightened and over-exaggerating alligator, find out the mystery of the very secretive event that his family is keeping hidden from him. Released on September 18th, 2019, it was developed by indie studio Pillow Fight and was animated by Lindsay and Alex SmallBu, otherwise known as SmallBu Animation, who have worked on things like Adventure Time, Clarence, Amphibia, Word Girl, and they even voiced Penny and Conrad in Big Top Burger, which is fucking awesome. I'll go more into depth on the animation later, but I feel like we should start with what makes a game a game. This is a point and click, tried and true. You wave that cursor around the screen and you click on stuff. The point-and-click aspect of this game kind of takes a bit of a back seat here, but it's not really to the game's detriment. Instead of finding objects, talking to characters, and solving problems like in most traditional point-and-click games, here you find puzzle pieces, talk to characters, and solve problems. A lot of characters have certain minigame tasks that they want help with, like winning big in a claw machine, starting an overcomplicated grill, or playing the knife game with progressively higher stakes. It's very weird how our player character just pulls out a Bowie knife to play this silly little game. Very weird. Here, let me list off a couple of my favorite minigames. The one where you have to scan this big guy's phone for ghosts, and it genuinely gets a little creepy. This pancake stacking game that, when I initially tried it, I failed on the second round, but after coming back to it the next day, I fucking crushed all three of them. And the dating sim section, which is a goddamn treasure. The old maid sections weren't the most riveting from a gameplay perspective, but the joke was super silly, playing old maid with progressively older women. Some of the games felt better than others. The fly swatting game didn't really feel tuned for controllers at all. I had to do that one like 3 or 4 times the first time I played it. And round 3 of the Flappy Bird game was kinda hard on the eyes for me, but that might just be another silly little quirk that my body has. When you win these minigames, you'll get the corresponding family member's badge, and you can bring those to Pat's mother to stick onto the family tree. The other set of collectibles you'll be looking for are the puzzle pieces. They're hidden in each area of the city. Some are just in the background, while others are part of interactables, and a couple of them are tied to minor NPC conversations. But you can't be running around all willy-nilly. You've got to race against the clock, as the event is only 12 hours away. Well, you don't have to rush. You can't really get everything in a single run. There are 3 endings depending on your level of completeness, so it's actually beneficial to mess around. My biggest gripe with the gameplay is the lack of interactability with the environment. You have these cute little animations that will play when you click on some of the objects in the world, but I'm a greedy little grub who wants more of that. Your flavor animations, hand them over. I think that's a pretty good rundown of the gameplay, so let's go talk about music and sound. The music in this game was created by 2Mello, and it's the music that you're probably listening to right now. I really like these tracks. They're just so charming. Built on jazz and blues, these pieces are varied enough to make the game feel fresh for quite some time. I do have a slight problem with the shorter tracks. I have the same issue with Persona 4 Golden's music. When they're shorter, they loop quicker and they get stale pretty easily. There are a pretty good amount of tracks here. 20 from 2Mello and a couple of smaller ones from Neil Cicerega, oddly enough. My favorite track has to be the arcade one. It just... it's good. The sound design, my least knowledgeable subject. It's nice. very simple, bright sound effects, but I just feel like the music overshadows it a bit. Overall though, good stuff here. Alright, let's talk about how this game looks. This game has a very unique art style, and it's front and center. It proudly shows off these characters, who are all anthropomorphic alligators with completely different designs that give off the exact aura that the creators intended for them. This mob boss-esque tough guy, a phone-addicted millennial, the dadliest dad, and so on. These designs are great, but I feel like the shining achievement is actually in the animations. These character animations are oozing with life and personality. Any character that you talk to has a very individual style of movement that, much like their designs, show off who they are as a character. Speaking of having a lot of character, the game has so much style incorporated into it. Even the menu is fun, taking place inside the player character's briefcase. It's kind of weird how you're carrying a briefcase with that knife from earlier and multiple pairs of gloves. Huh. I have a bit of a dilemma here, because I like the fact that the world is grayscale. You know, if it wasn't, I feel like the characters wouldn't pop out as much as they do, but I really wanted to see a bit more color here. Maybe tie it in with the interactables, and when you click on them, their animation gives them color. I don't know, there's a reason I gave up on my dreams of becoming a game designer as a kid. Still, a very good, unique style here. Finally, we'll get to the writing. I don't know, this one feels like the hardest one to talk about, because it's a comedic game, and comedy is very subjective. But so is art, and music, and fun. Okay, I like the writing in this game, I think it's good. It aligns to the dry, snarky type of comedy that I fail to give. More and more, I find it hard for me to laugh at things that are supposed to make me laugh. Comedic shows and movies, YouTubers, memes, but I had plenty of good chuckles while playing this game. And I specifically remember the laughing fit that I had when I talked to the character called The Knife. I didn't really know what to expect when he asked to go on a fake date with me, and the game card popped up with the title Mac the Knife, which was already pretty funny, but then it transitioned into a straight up visual novel. There's also this kid where you just lose to him in hide and seek to make him feel better about his sad life. There's something morbidly funny about that one. Oh, and the dad who makes dad jokes to cover up his personal insecurities. I love that shit. This game is pretty loose with its story. Most of the dialogue is about the characters themselves and not really about this mysterious event. But that's just because the event's a birthday party. You can guess this from the first couple of people you talk to, but one of the characters just straight up tells you that it's a party. The mystery isn't too mysterious, which is fine, because again, it's super obvious that none of his family want to kill him. Every few hours, Pat gets anxious and asks for your help. The third time around is making your way to the party, and this animation when you arrive will never get old. It's so fucking cute. Once you talk to everyone at the party, you all take a cute little family photo where you get to design your own alligator. This game is just so adorable. I really didn't think I'd like it as much as I did. Oh, shit, one sec. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, and don't leave this family photo screen either. I want to watch the credits, alright?